It's my feel-good breakfast show.
June part 2. I'm sorry, we've spent the whole morning trying not to say June part 2. That's been pretty much everything. When I was interviewing Ron, I was like, so your book's called June part 2. And he got it, because he was equally as excited.
What do you think of June? I don't care.
But we're not going to talk about that right now, because we are running low on time. Let's talk about first Meg 2.
These are new trailers that came out. These
Dun, dun,
are all fresh trailers that just came out this week and stuff that grabbed my eye. I usually like to talk about just the tiny ones, but then sometimes the big ones come along, like having a second Megalodon shark.
Is it bigger than the first Megalodon? Probably.
Yeah. As it says on the poster, new Meg, old chum.
I love that.
Right, I love that. How does this play with your emotions? Because you're a lifesaver.
Yes, and I have encountered sharks, and I have experienced some hectic situations out there. This, however, makes me feel safer in the ocean.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like, okay, it's not, I don't have to be that bad.
Are they that corny in real life?
You know, what I quite like is we'd probably be too small. We'll probably get passed over.
That's actually something I thought. It's like by the Meg 5, it's going to be like we're plankton to them. Why would they?
Literally, like a toothpick.
They want to
You
eat the whole
and your
door.
0.3%, you'll be a toothpick, bro.
But obviously, a high sci-fi quality to this coming out 4th of August is that, I mean, you have to imagine Jason Statham with a scientific away team. I love this guy so much, by the way. I'm not mocking him, because like I saw a delightful interview where he said someone was trying to rub up his ego and be like, Jason, why do you think you get these major macho masculine roles? And he thought about it for a minute and he was like, I think that's because the studios recognize what a gigantic idiot I am. He used a different word that I won't say on TV.
Is this scientist Jason that to expect, or is it just more Skopsky than Donner?
It's definitely the latter. So, who knows why these things need sequels. But there's a part of me wondering,
I love it.
I'm hearing a lot of good woes over there from other chairs.
I have a 6-year-old son who loves sharks and dinosaurs.
Whoa.
So, yeah, you kind of got it all.
Hey, how much do you have to leg press to hold back a shark with a foot like that? No, I'm calling Noit on this. So, story, again. What I was going to say, guys, is like, when was the last time we had something like, and maybe I'm misremembering here, but just this year we had like Cocaine Bear. When was the last time we had Snakes on a Plane? I don't know, guys. We'll think. 4th of August. I'm excited about that.
It looks beautifully made, and Jason Statham gets to punch a shark in the face.
I'm going to punch one of you in the face if we don't get to Dune. Let's go.
Yeah, next up, Oppenheimer, of course. This is real life. This is big stuff.
Christopher Nolan is back. We are obviously gigantic fans of Christopher Nolan. Batman movies, of course.
Yeah, of The Dark Knight. From
Dunkirk, and then Tenet was very confusing for a lot of people. Sorry, sound engineer Greg.
Stella, of course.
Lamenting that this morning. Oppenheimer is then obviously, like you say, big and true story about one of the scientists who worked on the Manhattan Project, which was the thing that brought us nuclear power and nuclear devastation. The man made famous for that saying, using from the Bhagavad Gita, now I am become death, destroyer of worlds. The remorse that this man carried with him for the rest of his life, because innocent people were destroyed by a decision
hundreds of thousands.
By hundreds of thousands, and to this day. It's Christopher Nolan. Obviously, he deals so much with the smallest things having the largest effects. A clock, watch arm or whatever, an atom in this case, and in, Inception, it's the smallest little totems that have the largest impacts and whatever. And so obviously it was natural that he was really drawn to this. And interestingly, like Interstellar, the way he was like, can we visualize a black hole? You see lots of shots where he's like, dude, what does a nuclear reaction look like? So you're going to get to see that on IMAX. That's sort of pretty exciting. I have some reservations. I think the look is maybe a bit too clean, almost like a made-for-streaming type.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, for sure. But I like the fact that it's telling a big story in a small way. That's a very powerful thing.
That's his thing.
That's his vibe, and you'll no doubt absolutely.
Look like you're trying to rush me along here.
I'm trying to rush myself along here, bro. June part 2. Is this the coolest trailer you've ever seen ever in your life?
What? I missed all of that. Yes. Okay, Oppenheimer. Good and well. So that will be out July 21st, competing head-to-head with Barbie, naturally. So make your choices there. Which one you're going to think bombs and which one is the bomb?
Dune part 2. Are we ready?
I don't think we are for you guys.
Yeah.
Should we breathe?
Take a deep, spicy breath, melange it for your lungs. So, look, jump straight into it. JP's talking too much. And this is one of the first things that I love so much about the words jump straight into it, is that Denis Villeneuve, the director, who is a master, a modern master, is simply one of the greatest.
He's the best.
From Sicario, Arrival, it does not matter what he touches, it turns to gold, Blade Runner 2049. The trailer jumps straight into them Chani and Paul Atreides, Paul Muad'Dib, Kwisatz Haderach, the Messiah, basically, in waiting. Them having this sort of like sweet little flirtatious moment about him reminiscing about Caladan and the waters and the ability to swim there. You see that Arrakis is now in total turmoil in some parts, and in other parts completely at peace. He has now joined the Fremen. Although, like, oh yes, Josh Brolin's back, Florence Pugh, Austin Butler, who managed to shake his Elvis and do his thing here too, Stellan Skarsgård, Zendaya, Lea Seydoux, the water of life, which obviously, Jessica has to drink, and that makes her, I'm not making any sense at this point, but look, this is the touchstones of this trailer. Touchstones being is that he is now integrated with the Fremen. Yes, Javier Bardem, who is Stilgar, leader of Siege Taber, which they are now members of. He is initiated into this tribe by taking his first ride on
Riding worms, yo.
Shai-Hulud. Bless him in his coming and goings.
So difficult to run on.
Man, I'm just so psyched about this.
Now. Just watch what he does now. I'm not ready for this.
I'll just
Oh my
say,
God.
JP, hold your bet. Because this is clearly going to be one of these turning points where he knows that he belongs.
Yeah.
But
Well, it proves that he belongs.
And here's the thing though about proof and what the motivation is. Wild was getting so psyched about like off camera, we were talking like who's driving who? What is the man?
Absolutely exquisite.
I'm being told I'm eating through time here. JP made no sense during this, but all you need to know is that he's just super psyched. And the movie is such a unifier, guys.
Buddy, there is nothing that any of us could say because it's in the hands of Villeneuve, and you're going to have to watch it. Go and watch online right now. That trailer is probably better than most of the movies you've seen. JP Sebastian.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, boy.
No,
That's what's coming at the movies.